Hello. I've got a hell of a pop-up to show you here. This is Cadence. I'm Cadence Kidwell. This is Emma's pop-up of their Hella Hanks, and I'm going to tell you all about them. We are here at Fuzzy Goat, and you can see all that I'm talking about at fuzzygoatyarns.com. So thank you so much for watching. We have this pop-up here of Emma's yarns. We have Hella Hanks, and then we also have some goat cowl kits over there that I'm going to show you too. So we're super excited about having these. Emma's yarns and Laura Dobrat's patterns are the stars of our box of goats. Our box of goats goes on sale August 14th. But if you sign up for our emails, you'll get some early access. So make sure you sign up for those. And I have lots of patterns to show you. Some of them started in a previous box of goats. And when you buy some yarn, Emma's yarn, the Hella Hanks or the goat cowl kits over my shoulder there, you will get a coupon code to get one of Laura's patterns for 30% off. So thank you, Laura, for sharing that with us. So let's show you some Hella Hanks. They're just fabulous. All right, put one down here. Okay, this one's called Hot Tamale. So how beautiful is that? It is 600 yards. That's why one of the reasons why it's called a Hella Hank. 600 yards of superwash, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere. That's another reason it's called a Hella Hank. Beautiful yarns. Hey, Rhonda, thanks for watching from Virginia. And 10% nylon. So it also can make great socks, but I have lots of great pattern ideas for you. Did you know that Emma's yarns and Laura Dobrat's patterns are part of our box of goats? You might not have known that. We've been doing box of goats for maybe 6 years, but in 2021 we debuted Laura's the goat cowl. This one here, whoops. This one here is the goat cowl, which is now done in 7 skeins. But in our original box of goats, it was 14 different colors instead. 15 different colors. I had to think about the number. Yeah. So in 2021, we did the goat cowl, and it was so fun to have Laura write the patterns and debut them in our box of goats that we've continued the tradition. So in 2022, we debuted Naughty and Nice, which has now become the forest shawl, all in one color here. So that's one of the patterns I want to show you. This is the beautiful Emma right there. And Laura happens to be Emma's mom. So just a beautiful, we just love a mother-daughter combo here too. And we're just really proud to partner with them on our biggest project of the year. What I'm wearing now is Heard's the Word, which was last year's box of goats pattern. And now you can also use one Hella Hank. The one I'm wearing right now is Wish You Were Beer. Here it is right here. So beautiful in a solid in our box of goats. It was in 15 different minis. So you could use 7 in the goat cowl, same amount of yardage as a Hella Hank, actually a little bit more, and make this beautiful piece as well. I was able to privileged to block several of them from the box of goats with all the different colors, and it was a lot of fun. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Marcia. And who do we have here? Mary also. Oh, all over. Pacific Northwest, Oklahoma in the middle, New York and Virginia on the edge. We're just such a global community. So the forest shawl is something that you can make with this. So it would be beautiful. Madeline's eyeing this Love Drunk here would be really stunning in that. But the pattern is subtle enough and textural enough that you could do a really bright thing like, well, I've already shown you Hot Tamale. This is Hot Tamale. But look at this one here. This one is Disco. In fact, Melissa was showing somebody this one the other day. Oh, Chicago suburbs too. Thanks, Deborah. And England, Liz is in England. Melissa was showing this for the Holiday Light Sweater kit that we have now in Knitwise. And this would also be lovely to do in the Hella Hanks. And you could use this particular color Disco for your Christmas lights. That would be really cute. And we'd be happy to help you put those sweater kits together and all of that for you. So I'm wearing Heard's the Word. Also, you could use the forest shawl. You know me, I'm going to have several others for you. That's the fun. That's what we do during the week, is get ready for today and what we're going to show you. We have Free Dive right here. This is a big one, and it uses 2 skeins of one color. And look how pretty that is there. So you could do that in heliotrope. Look how pretty that is. It just glows. We love their yarns. Marcia is absolutely right. They are fabulous. You could do that in heliotrope. I mean, you can just see all the different colors we have here. What else can I show you? This one here is called On the Rocks. Oops, here's the pattern. So you could do that in On the Rocks. And you can also veer over into a more solid. So look at this beautiful one. Whoops, one here, Tealicious. You could do that also. Oh, Marlene's in Belgium. Wow, we really are global. I just said it and it happened. Then we have Pop Culture. I love this one here with the little scallopy edge there as well. Hello, Linda. And Pulp Culture. We've got the links there in case you can't understand what I'm saying or if I mispronounce something. So we have Pulp Culture, which is just one skein. So no having to weave in ends, no having to join another yarn. This Pulp Culture would be really pretty in Not the Moss of Me. Look at that with those really subtle colors. So Emma's Yarns is in Florida. They're in the central part of Florida. And being a Floridian myself also gives me, not only are they a mother-daughter duo, it also gives me special joy in supporting a Floridian dyer and also a Southern dyer. Because we had somebody in here yesterday. They're like, how do you have a yarn shop in the South? I'm like, we have great dyers. We have great yarns. We knit all year round. So yeah, even down here in the South, we're still knitting. So Pulp Culture is beautiful for one skein. Ooh, look at this one here. This one here is very berry. I'm surprised Melissa still has this one up here and hasn't snagged it for herself. Another one we can show you is the Water Street Shawl, and it has these angular edges here. So I thought that was really cool. And all the patterns I've shown you so far are Laura's patterns, Laura Dobrat's. And when you buy a Hella Hank or a Goat Cow kit, we'll send you a coupon code that you can use to get 30% off of Laura's patterns to go with your purchase. And Amy says that we are the greatest of all time. You know, I didn't know that saying related to goat when I named the store, but I'm super excited about using it now. So thank you, Amy. This one's really fun too. This one is Andy, and you can use one skein and then 4 minis, or you could combine it with a Goat Cow kit. And let's see. We've got one right here. This one here is called Indigo Fields. Isn't that beautiful? That's a new one. We haven't seen that one before. And you could do Andy with Indigo Fields, and I would do it with Love Drunk and then Indigo Fields. That'd be really cool. But we can put one together here that might be similar to what we see here in this picture. How about this one here? This one is Security, named after Casapinka's Security and Sharon, her cat, running Security. So you could do that Security with, that's kind of a grayish color. You could do that with Grayscale and do one just like that. And then maybe you've got a little bit of chartreuse already in your stash like I do, because you can never have enough chartreuse. Or you could use this lemongrass here. But honestly, you don't need a whole 600 yards just for that chartreuse in there. So if you did that, then you'd probably have enough of a regular skein of this chartreuse left over. And I can show you what you could do with that as well, because we love helping you figure out what to do with the yarns. And oops, as you can see, this is what we got. So both colors we got 4 of. A few of them we only got 2 or 3. The Goat Cows, we got, some we only got 1, 2s, and 3s, and most we got 4. So yes. This and a beach Andy would be a fun memory. You're right, Amy. I absolutely do that. When I pull out a project to wear that's now a garment, I remember where I was. I also remember what TV shows I was watching and stuff like that. All the memories are all bound up into it. This one here is Soul Sun, and you could do this all in one color, and finish it with a Hella Hank. So let's show you another color here. We do have, this one's really pretty here. This one I hadn't seen before. This one is Endeavor. So you could do Endeavor and all in one color, or you could do, make two and get two different colors. So you could do Endeavor, and I think I would put that with Trendy AF, and you could do that and then make two of them, because then you'd have enough yarn left over. So that is Soul Sun. Let's see what I got next. And you crocheters, don't be despaired. I have some suggestions for you as well. And speaking of two colors, this one here is Good People, and it's like very wearable. It's long, wide and wrappy. I would love wearing it like this in the winter. I would love wearing it over my shoulders like a shawl, even in the summer when I needed to. And let's see what two colors look at this one. I haven't shown you this one yet. This one is Glamping. Look how pretty that is. I would love to be in Emma's world when they're naming their yarns, because they are so fun. So you could do Glamping, and I want to pick that hot pink, but I won't. Oh, I haven't shown you this one yet. Volume. So yes, this is a very beachy, fun colorway here, the opposite of what we see. That would be beautiful. But let's do something more classic for those of you that are classic. Let's see. Oh, we got this one here. We have Harbor, which is a really nice dark, moody teal, and that would go great with Jackie O. Down here, you could do those two together and make Good People. With that little bit of cashmere in there, it would just feel really divine and lovely to knit. Let's see what else I can show you. Okay, so then I'm ready to, the Luminous Tee. This is, so those were all Laura's patterns. Those have a 30% off code when you buy some of our Emma's yarns here. But the Luminous Tee is a class that Melissa's teaching right now. And so this is, by, Yarnagaria. And you could use, Hella Hanks for the main color, and then, Goat Cowl for the stripy parts in there. And wouldn't that be pretty? Let's see what we can put together for that. Or you could use this disco for the stripy bits in there. You could, let's see, let's come down here just a little bit. Put some of these together. I need a new stand. My thing goes up and down, and every different one I try is not the right one. Let's see, we can go with, I like this one too. This one here is Weather Vane. So maybe you want to make this with Weather Vane, and then you could put that with, I think I would put it with this group here, which is Navy Blazer. And then that could be the stripes in there like that. So we can do this all day long. You can text us at 229-236-GOAT and ask us for different combos and ones that we could put together for you. So that's the Luminous Tee. And we have Melissa's doing a class, and we have and she showed it, and I think she wore it in her last live. And we have lots of other people around the country knitting this too. So super fun. She loved doing it. It was really great construction. Other crochet ones that you can do with the Goat Cowl. This is actually in Emma's yarns, but not a Hella Hank. I'm sorry, I'm going to show you the Hella Hank crochet before we go to the Goat Cowl. But this one is 1,000 Kisses, and I did it in a 400 yard skein and made it smaller so that I can make it work. It's crocheted. But it's so it was very easy for me to adjust, because you start at one end and come up. And so I weighed my yarn, and when I had used halfway, then I started doing my decreases. So you could do this with a crochet and it would be beautiful. And I have one I wanted to show you because the name is so fun here. This one is called Fish Are Friends. Isn't that fun? Kit was in yesterday and she just gets really tickled with yarn names. So this is Fish Are Friends. And the name of my pattern right here, it's not my pattern. The name of this project is 1,000 Kisses. I'm not a master crocheter by any means, but I made the two I'm going to show you and they were infinitely doable. A perpetual crochet favorite is cherries. I love cherries. This one is I wore it to Carolina's wedding. And so I just loved wearing this. And so it holds a lot of special memories for me. And though you would not be able to do it in one full skein, you could leave out just a little bit of the repeats, which is very easy to do. And you would make it just fine. And I think that would be, let me find a color I haven't shown you yet. Oh, there is so many here. Oh, this beautiful sky high. Look at that blue. That would be really pretty in this. Yes. Yes. And I just loved wearing this to Caroline and Natalie's wedding. Oh, I could wear this now. I do love chartreuse. So those are some crochet options for that. And speaking of Mother of the Bride, Laura also wrote this pattern, which I believe we debuted this in our Fuzzy Fix boxes too. So we just love the relationship we have with that. So this is called, I want to make sure I say it right, Along for the Bride. And so this is a one skein and Emma wore this you'll see photographs of it online with her wedding photos. I wonder if this is the exact one and I get to share a little bit of her wedding magic also. So you could make one beautifully subtle in this. This is Jackie O, which I've shown you. You could also do that in Wish You Were Beer or the super punchy Love Drunk or Heliotrope. But this one is nice and subtle also. This one's called Clear the Air. This light, nice soft green and just one whole skein for that too. Marcia is suggesting a music stand. You know, a music stand might be just what I need for my notes. So that might at least help me on that front. Okay. So then we show you what we can do with these goat cowls. So I showed you, the goat cowl here. Whoops. Here we go. Here's the goat cowl. Madeline has it pinned on our mannequin's head so we can see it all. So it is, a cowl. It's knit in reverse, stockinette for the most part. And we have lots of different versions of it over here. Spin just a little bit so you can see what we got over here. And so a crocheted version of that same goat cowl would be the Southern Sunset cowl. And you could crochet one just like that. And it would be very similar. And so we have lots of really pretty ones in there. I showed you the security and the navy blazer and indigo fields. I mean, just look at this one here. I love, of course, it's orange and green. I think they must have been thinking about me. And of course, I love it too because it's called Floridian Zest. Yes, that just looks like Florida in a whole little bundle right there. So you could use these and make the cowl. It's one of our most popular bundles and projects. You could use those in your Luminous tee. But then I was working on my own project last night and I thought you could use a goat cowl and a hella hank for the fade poncho. So this is Marcy Mara's pattern, the fade poncho. And you could use a hella hank and a goat cowl for that. That would be so pretty. So let's see some combos we could do for that. And before I do my combos, I'm just going to take a second to tell you, I had a session of ripping out, we talked about that last week. Though I ripped out this project instead of the sweater, which I'll tell you about the sweater at the end. It was just too tight. My knitting was too tight. I do have a really challenge with my gauge. It kind of fluctuates from between the time I make my swatch and the time I get started. So I was showing it to Melissa. I put it on try-on tubing, and in the picture, the new color was supposed to start about your shoulder, and my new color was still stopped right about there. I was like, this is too tight. So I ripped it out, went to a bigger needle, and I can't help but admire it all the time. I'm really loving it. Can't wait to get to another color. So how can we put some colors together for that? Let's see it. So I want to start with one that's mostly solid, but it doesn't have to be, because mine has a little bit of speckles in it. This would be too much, I think, too much color going on within there, but a little bit of speckles, like this Fantasia would be really pretty. And then you could put that with, this one right here. You could put that with shark bait. So I know that's super vibrant and maybe not what you were necessarily thinking, but I just want to show you what the options are. And another idea, you could go with the more subtle fuzzy goat color, this beautiful kind of peachy coral color. And you could put that with, let's see, we don't want that's too similar so that it would still show up. You could put that one with Sweet Valentine. And then how I decided the order of mine, because I took them out of the bag and rearranged them and all of that to take pictures and to wind them up, is I took a picture of my skeins and then turned the photograph to black and white to see which ones were lined up. So Patty's asking about the increase method that I'm doing there. They have you just do a make one. I can't remember if it's make one right or left. I'm just following the pattern. I'm not even trying out different ones. I guess I could have. So that's one way you could do it with the fuzzy goat colorway. We only have one of this Aloha. That would be really pretty. So you can see I'm certainly influenced by all these bright colors. But we have some here. Oops, I just put that there. We have some here that are not so vibrant. See, but yet I'm still picking up Tealicious to show you. You could do Tealicious and, oh, this would be a really pretty combo, I think. And Later Gator in there. So that's a little bit more. And it starts with the lighter one up at the front. So, maybe I'd start with this one. And you'd probably have some left over, or you could decide to switch more often. So I just thought that was an idea that you could do the fade poncho with the Hella Hanks and the goat cowls also. What else can I tell you about all that? We're going to have it for a limited time. So we're super excited to have them, and we really look forward to looking to helping you with those. And Patty, if I don't already, I have the link to the fade poncho pattern, and we also have kits on the Emma's pages right now that you can find from this video. And I want to tell you about what happened with my sweater. You guys were very kind. Lots of you had lots of great ideas. So what I did with my sweater that I was thinking I was going to need to rip out, I went ahead and redid my neck, because my neck was I wanted to fill it in. I filled it in too much. So I took that back. I'm happy with my neck. I've tried it on. I did one sleeve and blocked it. Look at how that cable goes down the sleeve. Isn't that fun? I did one sleeve and I blocked it because I wanted to see how that whole thing was going to work before I did my other sleeve. And let me tell you what I did. I blocked it with pins. I've never blocked, or wires. I've never blocked a sweater with wires, but I wanted it wider. I wanted it a little more flowy than it was. Melissa and I talked about that. She was right. If I stretch it like that, I am going to compromise my fabric. I'm going to change my fabric. But that's what I did, and I'll tell you what I mean by that in a minute. So I ran a blocking wire all the way up in here, and then up in here, and then out the sleeve, and then one across the top of the sleeve also, to stretch all that the way I wanted it. and then did the same thing over here. I haven't done this other sleeve, so I'm still going to have to wet and block that sleeve. And I stretched it when it was wet. It was superwash. It was given, a lot of things in there. Oh, Patty says that she's doing the lifted increase. Maybe that's what they have in there. I'm not sure. I'll take a look at what I'm doing. And so I stretched it out, and yes, my fabric is thinner. So by doing that, I did make it, my fabric a little thinner. That makes sense. Your yarn is having to go a little further. But in this climate, that's perfect, because I want to be able to wear this when it's overcast and rainy, and I just want to feel a little cozy. But truth be told, it's still going to be pretty warm here. So now my sweater is still superwash merino, but it's a little bit thinner because of the way I stretched it, and I don't have to rip back. I only have to finish this one sleeve, which I can do lickety split. And I was hoping that I could wear this when Sarah, Copper Corgi, comes to visit for our birthday. Fuzzy turns 10, September 7th. So now I have so much less anxiety because I'm going to finish that by September 7th. That's definitely going to happen. Also want to tell you that we are honored to be a donation site for Warm the Line. We collect hats and scarves for people who are standing in line to vote, because it is in November. It's hard to believe it will be cooler, but right now it's not. But in November, it will be, even here. And we take them to a local church that runs a food pantry, and those people are very appreciative. And it is a bipartisan effort, all aimed at encouraging people to vote. And so we are a donation site for that. So we have some information on that on our website, and I'll link to that as well. And as I said, I'm wearing Herds the Word, which was last year's Box of Goat pattern, but made with 15 different colors from Emma's. So if you like some of these patterns and these ideas that I've shown you, you'll definitely want to get our Box of Goats, which goes on sale August 14th. Does sell out every year, so we have some disappointed people. Don't want that to be any of you guys. And if you sign up for our email, you'll actually get early access. So thank you guys for watching. Let us know if you have any questions about any of these patterns. I've got quite a bit to put up. Oh, I also wanted to show you, these are folding yarn boxes. We got these back in stock. Why do we call them folding? Because they fold up flat. Diana brought this to Social Knitting the other day, and she just popped it open. It's nice and wide. So if your yarn cozy won't go over your yarn, or you pull from the outside, or it won't go over your yarn because you have a hella hank, a wound up hella hank will fit in these. And we have a variety of different colors, and they make really nice little yarn boxes, really is what we call them. So, and thank you, Elizabeth Ann, for finding us and watching our videos. We appreciate all of you. We just love what we get to do, and we only get to do it because you support us in doing it. So thank you very much.